Hello everyone, I am reviewing books in the car today because of the holiday and because I have a loud family. So I'm at a local hiking spot. I just got back from a brisk little hike and I am here reviewing books. Also, my hair is doing something in a different dimension, so we're going to ignore that, probably due to the fact that I was out hiking. Today I'm going to do a book review. This book that I'm reviewing today is The Witch's Tree by M.C. Beaton. I really just checked it out because of the name witches in the title, and after I pulled it off the shelf, I realized this is, I think, I still haven't quite figured out, a cozy mystery. I say this because, on the back it says, Beaton's Agatha Raisin series just about defines the British cozy. I have a lot of problems with this book, so I'm going to start with saying that none of this is against MC Beaton. I'm sure she writes very funny stuff. I'm sure a lot of people love her books. So we're not going to trash the author. This is the 28th book in the series. Perhaps that leads to some of my complaints. Maybe I shouldn't have started with the 28th book in a series. Usually with cozy mysteries, I found that unless you're really invested in what the local whoever is, you don't need to, you can kind of start wherever with cozy mysteries because it's more about the, solving the mystery and the sleuth than anything else. But that might have been a contributing factor, so perhaps some of my complaints are self-caused. And also, if you've published 28 books in one series, you aren't a slouch. And I have published 0 books, so maybe I should stop complaining. So I'm going to start by saying this is not me trashing MC Beaton. This is me not having a good experience with a book, which I'm going to talk about. Because I did not have a good experience with this book. And if it was not reading so fast, oh well, there's still people turning into the parking lot because it's a public parking lot. If I did not read so fast, I do not think I would have finished this book. In fact, I almost thought about not finish this book because I hated it so much. Oh my word, if they pull in right next to me, I'm going to lose it. They did not. Okay. MC Beaton, The Witch's Tree. This takes place in an English village where there is a vicar and his wife and Agatha Raisin, who we don't really know. And then there's this other guy who's a lord, or no, he's a sir. Okay, I don't really know anything about peerage. Is that what it's called? He's a sir. I don't really know he was an ambassador to the Soviet Union, and there's some other women. There's like a good best friend, and there's Tiffany. I don't know, is Tiffany the sir's wife? And then there's this guy named Sir Charles, and there's Simon, and there's James, which is Agatha's ex-husband. Yeah. So there's a lot going on. I'm just giving you the basis, the ground reasoning for this. Basically someone winds up hanged, a local woman who like did the candles in the church or cleaned the church or something, winds up being hanged from this tree, and then another woman goes missing and is in the is drowned in a pool, and now they're trying to figure out who did it. I'm just giving the story because the actual mystery, I feel, did not play that big of a role in here. Mostly this is Agatha Raisin, the sleuth, being a piece of trash woman. First of all the women in this book are super mean. I'm sorry, they are actually bad people, like talking absolute shit about everybody that they know, just being rude all the time for no reason. And I'm just like, is this supposed to be funny? But it wasn't funny, and it wasn't like this person's a bad character. It's like, all of them are terrible. Agatha Raisin clearly has a problem with men. So she has this ex-husband. Does not mean you have a problem with men if you have an ex-husband. Probably means you made a right decision at some point in your life. So Miss Agatha Raisin has her ex-husband, who she still sees because he wanted to be a perpetual bachelor, or wanted to tell her what to do or something, and he still lives in town with her, and she still sees him. And then she's desperately trying to get this attention of this guy named Sir Charles, who's just kind of freeloading at her house, living off her detective whatever. But he's a sir, so he must be kind of important in my head, but he's kind of trash. And he's not a good person. He does not treat Agatha good at all. Agatha is has no self-confidence. One time she was getting a little he just said something in the car. I forget what, they were driving somewhere, and he's oh, I don't even know what he said. It was some trash comment, and I would be wow, bye. But she was I'm gonna have a little tear. And then he came back over and was pat, and was oh, it's fine, I'm taking care of you. And then she's I just need a man. And I was what is going on? This isn't even a romance. I want strong. It was just not related to the story at all. And somehow, I think the book was trying to push me to want her to be with Charles, and Charles is just a trash individual. Leave him. Stop seeing him. He is a horrible individual. You, like, what are you trying to accomplish with this? Like, he is not a good person, and he's just being trash, and he's talking trash about other women, and she's like, oh, but he's talking about trash about other women, but he's not talking about trash about me right now. But, like, here's a little pro tip. If some dude is talking trash about every other woman he sees, he's also gonna talk trash about you at some point in your life, okay? Like, what is Let's do a little bit of critical reasoning here, Agatha Raisin, because that seems to be the only thing that you're good at, but you're not really being good at it when it comes to men. Now are you? So anyways, Agatha Raisin's doing her own little situation with men, which mostly takes it most of the time, and she's trying to figure out who killed these people. And to be honest, you want to know how bad of a book this was? I don't even remember who killed them. Who killed? I literally do not remember who did the killing. Not at all. Don't remember. At some point, Tiffany winds up dead, who is the wife of the sir who, like, held this party, but then it's terrible. And then there's this dude named Simon. I feel like I would have known what Simon's role was if I had read other books, so this could be on me. I don't know what the hell Simon was doing in this book. Simon was just there. At one point, he's like, yeah, I slept with the vicar's wife. And then he didn't, but he never, like, addressed that. And I was like, and then everyone's just like, oh, yeah, okay. And I was like, what? And just, like, but that had no bearing on the story. None whatsoever. And then at another point, there's like, Simon once slept with someone. No one we know. No one in the story. Does not have a bearing on the mystery. And, like, and it wasn't even, like, relevant at all to, like, character building, or, like, he's feeling sad because of his last relationships, or he feels like youth is slipping away. Nothing. Literally no reason. It was just, like, it was, like, a whole, like, multi-page thing explaining, someone just slowed down and looked at me because I was waving my hands a little aggressively. You can continue, ma'am. I'm just having a little moment. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, so it's like multiple pages about, not even multiple pages. It's just, there'd be like multiple paragraphs about something that was so unimportant and never tied in ever again. It didn't feel like character building. Sometimes when you read a cozy mystery, you're like, this might be character building for something, or like they're clearly referencing something that happened in a previous book. So many disconnected things, no clue what was going on at all. There were characters who I felt like could have just been completely cut out. They weren't even like red herrings. So sometimes they're like, it's clearly this person. Oh, it's clearly this person. That person looks guilty. Again, I still, as I'm talking, 7 minutes into this video, can't remember who did it. And I read this book yesterday, so that's kind of bad. Things will happen, like critical key events will happen, and they will just like, it'll be like one or two sentences. At one point, like 3/4 of the way through this book, there's just like 1 or 2 sentences that say, in essence, a house burned down. And it was like a serious house and like a big character. And I was like, bro, what? You can't just throw that in there. Just like through stuff. This person is coming back. They must think that I'm gonna pretend like I'm just fiddling here. Why don't you just not pull into my spot? Anyways, this is the danger of doing things in public, because I'm getting a little animated because I have no idea. At this point, I don't remember who got hanged. I don't remember the motive. I really don't remember the motivation. It might have been money. Perhaps there was like, at one point, I can't even collect my thoughts to fully explain what's happening. So many important things were just reduced to like 2 lines of paragraphs, like 2 lines that consisted of a separate paragraph in a book. And it would be like a huge major thing, and we wouldn't have any sort of like insight or dialogue or like be in the moment with the character as they experience it. Nothing at all. Just 2 paragraphs. Oh, James, I think it was James' house caught on fire and he almost died because he was in his bed. Okay, moving along to some inane scene with a teapot, which doesn't involve anything. No, I gave this book a 2-star, and that was incredibly generous. Anyways, there's people who are right next door who are hearing me shouting, and they probably think I'm crazy. Basically, what I'm saying is I will probably not be reading. Well, I take that back. She does, oh my word, there's someone behind me. There's a bunch of you behind me. They're like children. Leave me alone, children. Let me scream about my book in peace. Hamish Macbeth. I've heard that series can be good. But yeah, I might give that one a try. I'm probably not going to give Agatha Raisin any more time of day. 2-star, that was really generous. On further reflection, this should have been a 1-star. I don't recommend. I want to know, though, if anyone else likes her stuff, what I'm missing, if I was way off the mark, if I just read, like, the worst book in the series and this is, like, a joke to Agatha Raisin fans, or if you can honestly recommend something else by her. I like cozy mysteries. This was trash. Anyways, that's it for me today. Please let me know your thoughts about that book, and I will see you guys later.